Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Bean. Welcome to my channel, and today bringing you guys another Should You Summon video, but this time we're going to be going in depth and going over Festival Zeldris and Chandler, of course, if you do get lucky enough to pull him. But yeah, first we'll take a look at both of the characters individually, their entire kit, so their passive, their commandment if they have one, their skills, their ultimate, what their ultimate move looks like. And then we'll also go in depth onto the banner. As you can see here, we have everything here, the banner rates, the cosmetics that you can pick up for them, all that good stuff. And then towards the end, the actual should you summon part, depending on whether you're free to play, light spender, whale, all that stuff. And also if you're more focused towards PvE and PvP content. Yeah, that's basically the gist of it. It's gonna be a pretty good one. We have a lot to cover. But as we get into the first discussion, which is Zeldris, Festival Zeldris, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We're currently on the road to 700 subscribers now, which is crazy. When we're recording this, we are at 613 subscribers. Let's see if we can try and hit and push for 700 subs by the end of June. Because yeah, we only have a week left in May. Unless we can somehow get 100 subscribers in 1 week, that'd be crazy. It is possible, but more realistically, by the end of June, that'd be crazy. And also, leave a like on the video if you enjoy, if this helps you in any way, shape, or form with your decision if you should summon or not for these units. I really appreciate it, it does help me out. But enough of that rambling, let's get into the reason why you guys are here. Alright. Festival Zeldris. Take a quick look at him. Demon King's Deputy Executioner Zeldris, he is green of course. His passive is pretty good. Scent of Death. Increases allies' basic stats by 2% for every debuff applied on enemies, limit 10 times. So basically, the more debuffs you have on him, the enemy that is, the more, what's it called? More increase their basic stats. So at max 10, limit 10 times for his passive, you can increase your basic stats of all your allies by 20% if you have 10 debuffs on them. And you can get some of those debuffs by either using his commandments, which is the Commandment of Pity. It has been reworked from the old one, where you lose gauges by moving cards, but this time, for this Zeldris, it's if a critical strike occurs from skill use, decreases crit chance and crit damage by 10%. Applies to both allies and enemies when entering battle, excludes deathmatch, limit 3 times. Alright, so if you do this, you can get 3 debuffs on him, so that's 3, so you have 7 left for that. And the rest of the debuffs you can either just also use from using his skills, or you can use it like if you pair him with Assault Melee, which is mostly what you guys will be running on, because he's pretty good on the AM Melee team. And as well if you have Chandler, but more on that later. But yeah, just as long as you get 10 debuffs total, doesn't matter if you use his passive or mix of skills or AM Melee debuffs, all that good stuff. As long as you have 10 maximum, then you get 20% increase to your basic stats for all your allies if you have debuffs on the enemy. Alright, but his first card, Black Road, inflicts cut damage. Cut damage is a new mechanic. It does additional damage equal to 50% of 100% of critical damage. So just take the critical damage that you have, and where is it? He has a base 185, which is pretty good. So you'll take a percentage of that as extra damage for the cut damage. So inflict cut damage equal to 200% of attack that cannot be a critical strike on one enemy. So for this first card, you can't crit. It doesn't even matter if your crit chance is like over 200%. You won't crit. So keep that in mind. This is just raw damage card with critical damage as using the multiplier, which is it does some okay damage. The second card though was pretty good. Death Area depletes 1 ultimate move gauge orb at the end of the enemy's turn for 1 turn, and that's pretty self-explanatory. Just control gauge. However, rank 2 and 3 is where it gets good. It depletes 2 ultimate move gauge orbs at the end of the enemy's turn and disables ultimate moves for 1 turn at rank 2. And the same thing, but only disables ultimate moves for 2 turns at rank 3, as you can see here. And I didn't mention it, but the increases multiplier is 300% and 500% for rank 2 and 3. So there's that. And his ultimate, it's basically the same as Hawk and Oz. No, Hawk and Oz. As the Hawk ultimate that everyone got for free. But inflicts damage equal to 630% of attack on one enemy, decreases HP related stats of all enemies by 5% for 2 turns. I don't know if this is a mistranslation or if it is for all the enemies, but even so, this is still a pretty good ult. Decreases HP related stats by 5% for 2 turns. That's at 1 out of 6, by the way, so this is the multipliers down here. If you have him 6/6, then it's 15%, which is a huge decrease. But his association, what I would recommend to run for him is probably either, what's his name? Melee for the extra attack, or if you want to tank more and have him have more HP and higher CC, then use Droll. I mean, you could use Esterosa for crit damage, but you would only be using that for his cuts because that takes 100% of the critical damage. And I mean, I guess you can run crit damage on him, but there's that. And recommended set actually for him, for geared, I would say HP defense because you want him to survive. You could use HP crit damage, so you could do more damage from his cut card, but I wouldn't. I recommend HP defense. Most of you probably have HP defense already built out for him. However, if you already have a UR set built for him, attack set like attack crit damage, attack defense, then you could use that as well. But there's that. His substats, take a quick look at him. Pretty good combat class. Attack's decent, defense okay, HP very good. Pierce rate 70% is fantastic at base. Resistance is alright, 45. Regen is 0. Crit chance, 15%. His crit chance doesn't matter because he doesn't crit. Crit damage is pretty good. That's nice for his cut damage card. Crit resistance, 40% is whatever. Crit defense, okay. Recovery rate. Lifesteal is pretty good, 10%. And alright, that's basically it for Zeldris. So let's take a look at his ultimate move real quick. What it looks like. Yeah, we're fine. Alright. Pretty cool ultimate, I'd say. Yeah, I like it. Pretty cool. That's the movie that he uses against Ludocio, I think, in like season 4. So there's that. Alright, that's Zeldris' ults. Now let's take a look at the boy Chandler, who in my opinion is honestly better and probably more festival level than Festival Zeldris, as you'll probably see here in a minute as we take a look at his entire kit. He's insane. Only bad thing is that he's not guaranteed, which does suck. But Pacifier Fiend, Magician Chandler, he's blue. His passive is insane, man. Darkness decreases all stats of enemies who use a skill by 7% for 1 turn in PvP. Applies when entering battle, applies before the skill is activated, and this is stackable. So if someone attacks you 3 times, let's say they use like the one Escanor, they attack you 3 times, it's gonna decrease their all of the stats. That's including substats as well. On top of attack, defense, HP, it's also gonna decrease what's it called? A pierce rate, crit chance, crit damage, resistance, all that stuff. Gonna decrease it by 7%. So if they attack you with one enemy attacks you 3 times, then you are going to decrease their stats by, what is that? 21%, which is huge. That's all stats, man. That's insane. And this is for everyone on the battle. Wait, no. This is only for enemies, my bad. I got it confused with Festival Zeldris. So this is a fantastic passive. And his cards are also very, very good as well. His first one, Dragon Call, inflicts damage equal to 160% of attack on one enemy, restricts all skill effects, including ultimate move effects for 1 turn, excludes stances and recovery skills. So basically, at level 1, it's almost the same as Valenti's single target, which cancels out card effects. This is skill effects, and it also blocks out ultimate move effects for 1 turn, which is insane. However, rank 2 and 3, it gets even better, because not only does it do more damage, 240% at rank 2 and 400% at rank 3, it restricts all skill effects, including ultimate move turns for 1 turn. That's still rank 2, but rank 3, it does the same thing, but for 2 turns, which is insane. However, he has a stand/counter card, and if you can get like a level 3 stance card with him, then it's insane damage, because he has full counter. At rank 1, he assumes a stance for 1 turn, which taunts enemies and inflicts damage equal to 200% of attack when taking attacks. Inflicts additional damage equal to 50% of the damage taken. So, yeah, you heard this right. Not only does he do damage from the actual multiplier from the taunt itself, so at rank 1 it's 200% of attack, and 300% of attack, and 450% at rank 3. He also does a percentage the damage he takes back depending on the rank. And that's 50% at rank 1, 70% at rank 2, and 100% at rank 3. If you have a level 3 taunts, not only does he stands for 2 turns, he also does 450% of attack when taking attacks damage. He also returns 100% of the damage taken. Let's say you get hit for like a massive 100,000 or something, or something like that, then he just reflects 100,000, basically the same amount of damage back. It's crazy. His ult, it's an AoE ult, charge ult. Inflicts charge damage equal to 455% of attack on all enemies. Charge ignores defense. This is basically the same as Lost Veins AoE card as charge. Multipliers down here. If you can get him high level, then it's a pretty good ult. Association, I would say for him, you probably use whoever you want. Honestly, he doesn't really, I mean, I guess attack for his counters. So you can either use melee, the demon melees, or Zeldris if you have him. And he doesn't really crit that much. Yeah, because his crit chance is only 50%. So I would say run either Demon Melee or Zeldris. However, if you don't have like any of these, like 6 out of 6 for the Link, then use Esteros if you have that. But I would recommend either Demon Melee or Zeldris for the Link, so extra attack. That means your counters will do more damage. And quick look at his substats. Decent CC, attack is alright, defense is okay, pretty good HP. His pierce rate is not that good, 40%, but he doesn't really need it because he'll be just doing massive damage with counters. Regens, whatever. Resistance, 40%, that's okay. Crit chance is trash. Crit damage is pretty low as well. Crit resistance is pretty good, 60%. Crit defense, 20%, it's kind of bad. Recovery rate doesn't matter. Lifesteal, 10%, it's very good as well. So yeah, there's him. He's an absolute beast. Usually, and gear set for him, I would recommend HP defense so you can tank more. I mean, you could use attack and defense to do more damage, but you want him to survive because of this passive. This passive is insane. It completely screws over the enemy. Way more than Zeldris' passive and commandment does. But yeah, there's Chandler. Let's take a quick look at his ultimate move real quick. Pretty cool ultimate, I'd say as well. Yeah, I like it. It's very nice. I think it looks better than Zeldris', but that's my opinion. Alright, it's Chandler. And now let's take a look at the banner and the cosmetics, and then after that, once we've covered everything, then we'll take a look and see, or I'll tell you guys what you should summon or not for these characters depending on your situation. So first off, I'm getting this information from the Grand Cross database, so huge thanks to them. You can see their Twitter handle down here, 7ds_GC database. And take a quick look at them. First things first, the banner, which is probably what many of you want to know about. The banner is actually pretty good for a festival. It is a festival, Holy War festival, that is. So you would expect the banner to be better than usual. So, who are the featured units? As you can see, we have 3 here. 0.25% rate up. So for 3 characters. First one, of course, Festival Zeldris, Chandler as well, and then also Assault Mode Meliodas. So if you need some copies for AMLE or you don't have them yet, here's your chance to pick them up. And keep in mind also, it doesn't show here, but since it is a festival banner, you can choose at 900 either for your milestone, a copy of Festival Zeldris, or AMLE. So if you don't have AMLE, you can choose them at 900 if you don't pull them, or you can just choose Festival Zeldris for your guaranteed at 900. And then let's look at the banner units. The rest of them, unless they change it, which I doubt, it's going to be 0.1625%, which is okay. At least we have a decent rate up. We're going to have Nanashi, he's whatever. The new Liz, the red Liz, the green Liz. She's pretty good for Grey Demon and also Belmos, so that's good. New King Arthur, there's that. It's the green one, not the new one that just dropped. We have Ludosia, which is good. We have Zeldris, and we have a bunch of commandments here. So I believe Dairy Area Purity, Loxinia Repose, Stroll of Patience, Gallon of Truth, and Melascula of Faith. I believe these are all... I don't think these are coin shop characters. Let me take a quick look. I think it might be coin shop, actually. Stroll of Patience? Yeah, I think it is coin shop. Because... yeah, Droll of Patience, the blue one, he's in the coin shop. So all of these are coin shop units, so coin shop commandment in the banner. Let's see, and you also have coin shop sins on the banner as well. So I guess some good ones are, I guess, Escanor, the Holy Knight Escanor. I believe this is the red one. You have Great Mage Merlin. This is the green one. You have Blue King, Green Bond, Blue Giant Diane, and then Red Demon Melee. So okay pool of units if you don't have leveled up in the coin shop. And the main ones, besides the Festival and Chandler, of course, to look out for, I would say probably the best ones are either Liz, Ludocio, and that's pretty much it. Anyone else is just a bonus. So that's the banner. They do come with cosmetics as well. So Zeldris comes with 3 UR sets. Of course, you can only pick them up with money the first 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks after they drop, then you'll be able to pick them up indefinitely because they'll always be in the store for gems. So there's that. There's your costumes. Chandler, he comes with 2 UR sets that you can pick up with money and then get with gems 2 weeks after as well. But he also has 1 SSR set which you can just get for gems as soon as he drops if you do pull him. And we're also getting this very cool school uniform costumes for the Archangels or Angels, which is pretty cool. This Liz one looks nice. I really like the Sario one, and the Ludocio one looks cool as well. But I really like these two, the Liz one and the Sario one. So I'll for sure be getting those as well. I'll probably do like a full Archangel team or Angel team, showing off these new costumes. And yeah, that's basically it. So then we reach the fun part, should you summon. Let's take a quick look at Zeldris, because many of you are probably going to want him. Alright, so if you're free to play, Zeldris is he's in a weird spot because his best team is probably the AMLE team. So if you already have AMLE and you want to run Assault Melee team as your like primary team, then I would suggest summon for that if you have 900 gems to spare, because you can get unlucky, of course, as many of you know, the shafts on this game. And if you don't pull him in 900 gems, let's say you only have like 8 or 700 or even less than that, then you'll have to somehow find 900 to get a guaranteed copy of him. So only summon for him if you either have the guaranteed 900 ready for him, or you have enough by the end of the time his banner leaves, which I believe it's only like up for 2 weeks, unless they changed it. But I'm pretty sure on JP it was only up for 2 weeks, so you have 2 weeks after this coming Monday. So on the, let's see, on the 15th/14th, unless they change it, is when they'll probably his banner will leave. So you have until this day, the 14th, let's just say the 14th of June, just to be sure, to get either 900 gems total or have 900 gems by then. So if you're free to play and you really want Zeldris, then that's what I recommend. He's a pretty good character. He's not, as I said at the beginning though, Chandler in my opinion is way better. So if you want to have Chandler though, you have to be lucky, because as you can see here, he's not guaranteed. Only the guaranteed ones are at 900. You can choose either Festival Zeldris or Assault Melee. You can't choose Chandler, which sucks. And it's possible that you can go a full 1 or 2 rotations. Some people even went 3 rotations on JP and they didn't pull a single Chandler. So it's just up to luck. And 1 copy is all you need. Any more are just bonuses. You just really need him for just unlock him, really. His skill 1, which completely screws over any card effects, and then his taunts as well. His passive is also fantastic, man. This is so good. It's super toxic, makes it so they do no damage. Pair that up with Zeldris' commandment as well, then his passive, and it's they do little damage. It's so fun to see. But yeah, that's basically what I would say for Zeldris. If you're a light spender, whale, light spenders would probably just do a rotation. Whales, they're probably going to 6/6, so my advice is pointless. Probably already going to buy all the tickets and all that good stuff. He is more of a PvE, what's it called? PvP unit. You can use him in PvE, however, you will be screwing yourself over by decreasing your crit chance and crit damage, and you really want that for PvE content. And don't worry though, I don't think I mentioned, but although you do decrease your crit chance and crit damage, this is up to both enemies and allies. If you pair him up with Assault Melee, not only will Melee still buff himself, all his basic stats, but he'll still have the extra attack. He'll still have the extra, what is it called? The pierce rate, all that stuff. And he doesn't decrease any of that. It's only he decreases crit chance and crit damage. So your AM Melee, if he has a bunch of passive stacks from his own passive, he won't crits and he won't do crit damage, but he'll still hit insanely hard because he still has the attack is not untouched for AMLE. His pierce rate, all that stuff. So although it looks like you won't be critting, yeah, you for sure won't be critting on some AMLE if you have his commandment fully maxed out, but you'll still do insane damage. So that's why it's nice to run it. So that's what I would say for Festival Zeldris. But Chandler, if you can get lucky and pull him, then I would say summon. However, as I said, it's a very tough spot to be in because you can go 1, 2, even 3 rotations, as I said, and not pull a single copy. Although he is rated up, as you can see here, sometimes rate up does just actually look like a lie and feel like a lie, but I guess we'll see. I'll be doing live summons as well on the day of as soon as it releases, so make sure to check those out to see how it goes. I'll be only going 900 gems deep. Hopefully I can pull a single Chandler. I guess you'll be able to tell there if what the average rates are to pull a Chandler, if I even do pull one. Hopefully I just want one, man. That's all I want. And if you're free to play and you're just pulling for Chandler, honestly, I would say it's honestly up to you. I would say maybe not unless you have the 900 guaranteed, but even then, man, as I said, you can't, it's not guaranteed, so you just have to pray to be lucky. Hopefully the game gives you good RNG. If you're gonna do a rotation anyways, a light spender or whale, then you'll probably get a copy of him in 1 or 2 rotations maybe, but it's also possible that you don't. Although he is rated up, but sometimes that rate up doesn't feel like it's working, man. But yeah, if you do pull him, he's absolutely fantastic. He's probably, he is better than Festival Zeldris, honestly. And especially if you run him with like Tarmiel and Esterosa, like Green Gother for rank ups, you can just use a full semi-stance team and that team pops off as well, man. There's so many possibilities you can run with him. So there's that. But honestly, I think we've covered everything. We've covered all of the skill sets and passive substats for Festival Zeldris as well as Chandler. We went over their ultimate moves, what they look like, what they do. We also went over the banner. So here's another quick look at the banner, 0.25%. At 900 gems, you can choose either a copy of Festival Zeldris or AMLE. Chandler he's rated up as well, but he's not guaranteed. Keep that in mind. And banner units, the rest of them are 0.1625%. And the good notable ones are the Liz for the new raid, Ludocio, I guess, Green Arthur. I believe this is Green Arthur. He's pretty good for PvE. Unless it's the blue one. I hope it's the green one. And then Commandments, Coin Shop units, Commandment Sin units, and notable ones from there are Droll, the blue Droll, which is very nice. And I think that's it. I mean, Derriere Purity, I believe this is the green one, which I'm missing dupes on, so she's pretty good as well. Makes it so you can't, the enemy can't ult rush. Sins, I guess Red Escanor is nice. I believe that's Red Escanor. Blue King, if you don't have him finished out. And then Merlin for ultimate ult rush in the back. She's pretty good, I guess, though. But yeah, there's that. Costumes as well. As you can see here, 3 UR sets for Zeldris, 2 for Chandler, 1 SSR for Chandler as well. And then new UR sets, school sets for the Archangels, which is pretty cool. But yeah, there you guys have it. That has been my Should You Summon or Not. I also covered the gear sets as well. I'll just say them once again just in case you missed it. So for Zeldris, I recommend HP Defense, and Chandler as well HP Defense, because you not only do you want both of these units to survive because of their passives and Zeldris' commandments, you also want to tank a bit more of that defense. And Chandler, although he could be viable on attack set, he'll be very squishy, and then that means he probably won't tank enough damage for you to counter. So there's no point in you having like a super built out attack set Chandler if he's not going to survive the attack. And he'll still do massive damage. He'll do 100% of damage taken back. So even if you're on HP set, he'll still reflect 100% of the damage. So keep that in mind. So that's why it's a HP defense for him. Again, passive, absolutely godlike passive. Insane. Godlike skills 1 and 2. His skill 1, skill 2, absolutely insane. And Zeldris, he's okay. But in my opinion, Chandler is better. But yeah, we covered every single thing that I want to talk about. If you have any more questions though, leave it down in the comments below. I'll gladly help you guys out. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. You guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a like if you enjoyed as well. Comments again if you need any help. And check out my live summons, which will be going live probably 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Or maybe right away as soon as the update drops when he does go live. I'll be doing 900 gems and see if we get lucky or we get shafted. yeah, that's been it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.